accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Extra point splits the airfights. It's now a 7-0 game. The 20 to about the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Three. Ready. 70 Timberwolves. Ready.
A carry here for Trevion Henderson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Start. Turn 19. Pump 7. Ready.
He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And we're going to see the ball in the air quite a bit here. This is a top 5 passing offense in the NFL. And they certainly like to get everybody involved. So this defense, they're going to have to be able to counterpunch somehow. They couldn't there, and it's an opening drive, first down.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Got it. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Cowboy 80. Cougar 19. Get wide. Go.
He'll look to throw. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. And now they'll shift things around.
First and goal, Houston.
70 Timberwolves.
Back to throw here. Touchdown, Patriots. Jordan Addison. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here.
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And they'll put 5 receivers in the formation now. 3rd and 9.
Back to throw. This is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And it's incomplete. It would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
They'll try to run for it with Henderson.
Escapes the defender. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That first good for 20 and a first down. He only needed a few inches. He got that and then some.
It felt to me like his offensive line and teammates took that as a personal challenge. They knew the line of scrimmage would be stacked. Didn't matter how many bodies were in there. They just wanted to create a little bit of a sliver for him, and that's what they did, and he rumbled.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Trevion Henderson with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year.
And the Patriots have taken the lead. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point, and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Some people playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up a touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Mendoza. And that is incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield, because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Ready up.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Here we go.
And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously, they inspired their D, because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Go.
Henderson running straight ahead. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Come on. Hey. Viking, hey,
Looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Get up.
They'll set up to throw. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamie and Sherwood. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Intercepted. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
A gain of 12 yards.
12 yards there. First down, Vikings. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. Looking to throw. Mendoza. And a quick throw here. That's complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Back to throw. Mendoza. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Pats are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. And how about that for just running out the clock? Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Okay, every now and then, my defensive bias will leak out here. Abysmal play for them. You got them backed up, and you let them out.
Take advantage. And you know who's happy? The punter. Because if he was needed, they gave him a lot of space to work with now.
Yeah, because he would have had a lot to think about, right? Don't step over the back line and give him a safety. Now he's got room if he needed it.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Vikings take over first and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Patriots will take over here just shy of the 30.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
Second and 2.
They'll drop to throw.
He lets one go deep for Addison.
That's caught at the 25. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
A gain of 40 yards.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Let's go now.
Henderson now on first and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Bates' kick is good.
And that will do it for this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. Breaks through the contact.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 28.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, there were 3 talking points at the half, partner. All of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we met the Dolphins back a little bit.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And some room to work. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
51 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? We just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. 11 more on that one and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down.
They'll swing this out to Henderson.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
That's a nice job right there. Get the ball out to the perimeter. Get it to your guy in space. And he's just going to take this, turn upfield, and turn it into a big play in first and goal.
Ready. Ready.
They'll run here with Henderson. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
19 right. Ready.
Second and 5. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Patriots take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
The extra point attempt to follow here. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. To throw is Mendoza. Off play action.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
It's now second.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. Mendoza. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Pats are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Come on.
They'll try the left side with Henderson. And some room to maneuver. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Ready.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sacked by Andrew Van Ginkel. Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Bronco 80. Ready.
Running left is Henderson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now back to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Jordan Addison, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Pats are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 23.
31. Vikings 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The Vikings on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's the right side here, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 35.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the 4th is not going to be an easy task, but that's good work there to bite off a chunk of yards.
Pass complete there to McCool. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Puka Nacua, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take me.
He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Up the middle, here's Henderson. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Taken in at the 22. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. to start their next drive.
Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Operating from the gun, Mendoza. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And it is caught. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 66 yards. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Pats at the line, ready to go. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. Well, he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, inbounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times.
1st down. A gain of 7. 1st down, Houston.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle of Kittle, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. And just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try to loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
There for the tackle is Trent McDuffie.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he's got this one to Henderson. It's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense could get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
this game on ice. This is first and goal.
Bronco switch. Bronco switch.
Henderson is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
This is where coaches have to spend a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that can come back and get you.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as they'll get him with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Gordon. Touchdown, Houston. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Unable to corral him. He fights through.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
Now Mendoza throwing to start the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
James Cook. Brought down back at the 24-yard line.
2nd and 14. There's that man again. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Patriots are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and they were buoyed, Charles.